Freshman Democratic Congresswoman Representative Ilhan Omar.
Let's talk a little bit about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
Congresswoman Omar's recent statements that have drawn some controversy.
Representative Ilhan Omar's comments from a few weeks back about 9/11 and being Muslim in America have become a thing.
Arlington County, Virginia. Stony Creek Township near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Date: September 11, 2001.
Representative Dan Crenshaw quote tweeted a clip saying that she is the first member of Congress to ever describe terrorists who killed thousands of Americans on 9/11 as some people who did something.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
His statement was amplified by tens of thousands of retweets and suggestive media coverage. Let's start with the obvious issue here. Representative Crenshaw shared a short snippet of Omar's 20-minute speech. It took place about a week after the New Zealand attacks.
Just a minute, call it something that happened in New Zealand by someone. Or is it because it happened to the Muslims so you're afraid to say it?
She used the opportunity to make the case for Muslim activism.
Here's the truth. Far too long, we have lived with the discomfort of being a second-class citizen.
If she is a second-class citizen, how the hell she is in the House of Representatives?
And frankly, I'm tired of it, and every single Muslim in this country should be tired of it.
Tired of what? Tired of everyone on the left kissing your shoes? Tired of no longer living in a country where you open your mouth they will hang you? Tired of being able to do what you want without fear of being stoned to death?
CARE was founded after 9/11.
Are you trying to tell us as a representative in direct contact with CARE? You do not know when they were created? Or you just think that because you are a Muslim you can lie and no one is allowed to criticize you for lying?
Because they recognize that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
What rights did the American Muslims lose? The FBI says there was no rise in hatred and anti-Muslim activities after September 11th. According to the FBI, even after this horror, Jews still suffer the most from anti-Semitism.
So you can't just say that today someone is looking at me strange, that I am going to try to make myself look pleasant. You have to say, this person is looking at me strange. I am not comfortable with it. I am going to go talk to them and ask them why.
Yes, we know exactly how you act when you want to make up things, just like this video.
Because that is a right you have.
While she misstates the history of CARE, it was founded in 1994, not after the September 11th attacks. Crenshaw clips her remarks, excluding the piece about civil liberties. Plus, not everyone always refers to the 9/11 terrorists as terrorists.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
So you're trying to compare the fact that is standing on the rubble and saying we'll make whoever did it pay, to why she say.
Regardless, the snippet of her speech stirred up critics who questioned her Americanness.
Yeah, some people did something, like an unprovoked attack. Really? There's so few people did something? You have to wonder if she's an American first.
A question she has addressed during and since the speech.
I took an oath to uphold the Constitution. I am as American as everyone else is.
As an American member of Congress.
And so it was the thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up and, you know.
Yeah, he's in command
like,
here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hezbollah.
He's an expert.
I have to make sure that I am living up to the ideals of fighting for liberty and justice.
I love those guys.
But you know, but it is that you don't say America with an intensity. You don't say.
The audience for Omar's speech was American Muslims, and she was discouraging Islamophobia.
A phobia is a type of anxiety disorder. It is a strong, irrational fear of something that poses little or no real danger. All this is to say that she did not say anything bad, and in the end, she sounds worse. Now listen to what she really thinks of the terrorists and America.
And so it was the thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know,
yeah, he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know,
he's an
Hasbullah,
expert.
I remember when I was in college, I took a terrorism class, and
is that a such thing?
Yeah, there was.
So you go out, there is a lab for that?
There was a class that you.
Do you go to a lab?
No,
you go out a field trip.
We learned the ideology of.
I'm glad you do that.
And so it was the thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know.
Yeah, he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hasbullah.
He's an expert.
And it was, you know,
what's his name? What put his name on the air?
Where
does he live?
Saying his name.
Yeah.
You probably get to see him on CNN.
Yeah, of course. I love those guys.
But you know, but it is that you don't say America with an intensity. You don't say England with an intensity. You know, you don't say the army with an intensity.
Qaeda.
But you say these names because you want that word to carry weight. You want it to leave something with
it has a cultural meaning, not just
exactly. Meaning. So it's you know it's said with a deeper voice, with so yes, it is.
But when a non-white commit a violence or misbehave, we condemn the whole culture.
Mm-hmm.
But when a white condemned, we just go to psychoanalysis that he didn't have a girlfriend when he was growing up. You know? It's like he's not capable of committing violence because he's white.
Yeah. So that's an interesting point. When you have an individual inside of in a Western society that goes on and does commit like mass murder, we have mass shootings that happen constantly here. We investigate that person and what has driven them to commit that act. When an act is committed by these Muslim, you know, terrorists, what we investigate is that whole community. We investigate that whole faith. We investigate that whole society. And everyone is supposed to have some answer to why these people are doing this. When it is those individuals that people need to be investigating, it is their lives that needs to be under the microscope, not the lives of the rest of the community, because I am not part of Al-Shabaab. I do not
totally surprised.
I do not participate
you are a
in
Shabab.
their...
Well, Shabab is young,
It's
isn't
young.
It?
Hope you've learned something and you've enjoyed. If so, you know what to do.